contagious. It's a bad thing, and when you don't want the ball, the guy that you just got it from, you know that this is a team that's struggling with their composure on that back line. I think this Peruvian side has sniffed that out. I don't think they're going to take their foot off the pedal. I think this is an opportunity for them to really go after it and maybe even get one more before the half.
Waldo, what about the fact that they did change keepers? Alexander Dominguez picked up a knock against the U.S. in the friendly. He's much more experienced. He's their normal number one. But they went with Esteban Dreher because Dominguez was not healthy the other night.
All right.
And Dreher had a clean sheet. Back to Dominguez, he's given up too early on.
It's a hard thing to do, to sit a guy after a wonderful performance like that. Who knows? Maybe that has had a trickle-down effect to this back line. Dominguez, being the goalkeeper of choice, if you will, has really had a bad stretch here. But you can't fault him for those 2 goals. You really can't.
Cueva's come back on. He was the player that needed treatment a moment ago. Lorenzo's already seen a yellow card, and Arturo Mina, who's starting for the 2nd straight game of Copa America because of an injury to Frickson Arasso, he also picked up a knock before the Copa as well.
Here's why I like Guerrero, okay? A lot of forwards will back out of stuff like this because they don't want to get hit. He's constantly putting himself in a position where he knows this might hurt. But those are the fouls, and as they accumulate with a referee that likes to throw cards around, he'll have the advantage by the time we get to halftime.
Back to Cueva, who had the restart. Passing in tight quarters. Juan Carlos Paredes runs up the backside of Flores, the 2nd goal scorer. He lost it to Valencia. Flores tried to get a tackle in to stop the counterattack, and Roldan stops play after the challenge from Flores.
But that will be a theme tonight with this Peruvian side. When they lose the ball, players always can recognize what a good pass looks like. It's the teams that recognize what a bad pass looks like that win these kind of competitions, because everybody clicks in immediately and they recognize that they just lost the ball, but go win it back in those 3 to 5 seconds. Peru doing a very good job against a nervous back line right now.
Off Flores. Juan Carlos Paredes. To Noboa. Christian Noboa lifts it up over the right side. Safe clearance. Nodded out. Alberto Rodriguez. Paredes working on the right side, near the touchline with Antonio Valencia. Return pass to Noboa.
It's just not clean. It's not clean. They haven't been able to find a rhythm. Unfortunately, that nervous back line, the contagious nature of it has creeped into the midfield now. They just don't look themselves. They look a little bit shocked.
Tomorrow on FS1, a Copa America doubleheader. Uruguay plays Venezuela, followed by Mexico versus Jamaica. Coverage starts at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. Cueva first, Flores second. The early goals tonight for Peru. A win puts them in the quarterfinals. The left back, Miguel Trauco.
Boy, that doesn't look like much from Guerrero, but it means all the world to your team to be that strong, to constantly be able to hold the ball, keep possession.
Crossfield ball by Trauco, nicely headed by Hobert. Vilches chips it, but just too far. Could not get back on the end of it, and Alexander Dominguez gobbles it up.
And Vilches showing that he wants to get in on the act. They're just sucking the life out of Ecuador and building in confidence.
Oscar Vilches in his 5th cap for Peru. Antonio Valencia bringing it forward down the right side. Lofted by Valencia, looking to latch on to the end of it is Paredes. Juan Carlos Paredes about to try to take on Alberto Rodriguez, but Rodriguez got the better of him, poked it out.
As you watch them try to break this down, watch the white shirts. Watch the cohesion and the immediate pressure to the ball, and they keep their positions.
Tapia came up. Now you see Trauco at left back pressed. Ecuador will try and switch the point of attack. Walter Ayoví with the touch. Now darting down the left side. Montero picks up the pace, and it's Rodriguez, another vital intervention defensively. He's had several early on for Peru, the veteran center back.
Great step in there. It's hard to beat 8 in the box, though. And they really don't have to change their plan. With a 2-goal lead, making it impossible to be broken down. At the one-on-one situation that we just saw, that's the one thing that would worry me if I'm Peru.
Rodriguez, who had that step in, 57 caps for Peru, the second most of the 23-man roster that El Tigre Ricardo Gareca has brought to America for Copa America Centenario. Set piece coming here. Walter Iov, good left foot, out-swinging corner. Arturo Mina, center back, was up. His header went off to the left, and then cleared by Alejandro Hoberg for Peru.
Well, Gareca on that set piece as an organization of the way he's going to deal with standard situations. That he went old school. He went old school. It was two free and everybody else mark it. Nobody on the post. That might come back to bite him. The next time Ecuador gets a corner kick with the weapons that they have going forward, I would think that not having somebody on the post is going to get him.
Cueva. 1-2 with Paulo Guerrero. Vilches from Hoberg. An arriving Renzo Reveredo, the right back. Some very nice soccer here in this build-up for Peru. Stringing several passes together. A chase down the right side. Hoberg can't get to it. Back pass to Dominguez. Clears to his left. A flick by Montero. Ooh. Too much from Gabriel Achillier. And that's why you see Alejandro Hoberg rolling and writhing on the ground just outside the penalty area. Yellow card.
He did get a good look at it. He was in a very good position.
He being Wilmar Roldan, the referee.
This is always great. That you try to plead your case and it's already over. You have a yellow card. Just go back and get in the box. Might be a good idea.
Did you ever change your referee's mind?
Only once.
I feel like there's a story there.
Unfortunately, it was after the game, and it was way too late to have any relevance. But let's take a look at this. Yeah, that's an elbow. 1, 2, 3. Let's see how many rolls we get out of it. I think it was 5 total.
Cueva has a look at this.
That's a high line. That's a high line, Mark. I mean, it really is. Okay, so the reason why one player stands there, that's pretty much the target. So for Cueva, so he can have a line to figure out where he wants this ball to end up. And although he looks like he's in an offside position at the moment, by the time Cueva strikes this ball, those bodies will be right past him.
And here is the strike of the ball, and it's dangerous, and it's put wide. Reveredo!
Oh.
Renzo Reveredo had a great look at goal, a free header in the box, but does not get it on the target.
It does not get any better than that. He just doesn't time it right. Oh, could have been 3.
Up over the right side, Valencia chasing. And Rodriguez there again. Alberto Rodriguez is having a good match 23 minutes in.
I think this whole back line, I'm extremely impressed. They're well drilled, they've been coached. If you watch how they fall and find their spacing, there's constant communication, and there's really nowhere to go. The strength of those 2 center backs, Rodriguez and Ramos, R&R. It's a tough tandem.
Gillespie with the goal kick. Gillespie had his 8th clean sheet as Peru's national team keeper Saturday against Haiti. Valencia charges in and wins a header. Mark Followell, Eric Ronaldo with coverage on FS2 of Peru and Ecuador. Group B, University of Phoenix Stadium, Glendale, Arizona. Already goals by Christian Cueva and Edison Flores for Peru. And it looked like they were headed towards a chance for a third. And here they are again. Cueva from Paulo Guerrero. And it's Achillier who just bowled over Cueva. He's already on a yellow card. And surrenders a free kick in a dangerous area, Waldo.
Oh, man. Peru's just having a night right now. Even the little plays that the ball could fall one way or the other, they seem to pick up all the knockdowns. It's one of those games, if you're Ecuador, you're watching the clock now. You're thinking, can we just get to halftime and sort this out?
Have a team talk and figure things out.
And maybe a change. I mean, there's a couple of very nervous performances in there. They're in a game that they might want to start thinking about chasing. Paredes has been really bad. Every time he's gotten the ball, he's pretty much coughed it up.
They're hanging their hat right now on a 2-0 lead is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
I hate it when people say that.
We got a lot of games to work together.
Oh, that's true. Okay, that's okay.
Chipped in here, brought down by Guerrero. Nice layoff with the chest down, looking to link up with Alejandro Holberg. That went over.
Wow, they're nervous. They're just out of sorts. I mean, especially in that set piece situation with Guerrero finding himself completely free.
And of all people to be nervous, Walter Iov, the second most capped player in Ecuador national team history. He just passed Edison Mendez with his 112th cap on Saturday. And for him to have a nervous touch like that.
I told you, it's contagious. Nobody's safe.
Into Tapia. Renato Tapia for Peru. Trauco's in some trouble. Ecuador pressed him. Trauco did not make a mistake in terms of a giveaway in a dangerous spot to start a counterattack, but they do lose possession.
Take a look at this.
Reveredo.
He just couldn't. He almost scored, though. I mean, even as bad as that looked, because it just looked like an awkward jump. He almost made something out of nothing.
Christian Cueva, 5th minute. Edison Flores, 13th minute. And the live table from Group B now has Peru back on top. Brazil earned 3 points with a big win over Haiti. Peru's in the quarterfinals if they maintain this lead. Back to goal for Bolaños. Now Noboa. And Noboa with a giveaway. Cueva. Guerrero. Oh, nice little micro touch to Flores. Back to Guerrero running in space down the left side. Closed down here by Christian Noboa. And Paredes takes it off the feet of Guerrero to slow down the Peru attack.
Everybody gets a chance to breathe now. Guerrero doesn't lose the ball a lot. He's so good at holding the ball. He has very talented people in the midfield that he can constantly search for, as you see it once again.
Guerrero and Cueva had the link up. The Copa America Centenario on Fox is presented by Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling. They're savoring the flavor of the feeling for Peru right now with a 2-0 advantage. Guerrero goes to ground. Driven upfield into the path of Miller. Bolaños. Chance developing here. And the ball's cut out by Christian Ramos. Good cover defensively for Peru.
Again, 2 against 5.
Back line's doing everything right, Waldo.
Their transition and ability to recover. And just situational recognition. I've said it once already, but I'm extremely impressed with the way this Peruvian side just right there. I mean, that's a little bit of nastiness for sure. But still, even if Valencia shakes this off, he's going to think twice when he goes into that little pocket and thinks that he's going to get the ball.
Ecuador had 6 shots against Brazil, only 1 on goal. They don't have a shot so far in the first 29 minutes. As we have a chance to look at the play involving Renato Tapia and Enter Valencia.
Yeah, they both, yeah, that's bad.
Well, I tell you, and remember that Enter Valencia injured his right knee and ankle playing in a Europa League match last summer for West Ham United, and it cost him the better part of 3 months.
Yeah, I don't like the way he grabbed it immediately. And you never like to see this. But you're absolutely right, Mark. I remember that injury.
And it was also a tough year for Antonio Valencia. If you were in an Ecuadorian named Valencia in the Premier League, you had a tough year with injuries.
He's just missed the ball and hit him clean. It's like the one spot he didn't want to get hit. Oh, it's a full swing, too.
And that's the right ankle, right knee, right ankle. Both were injured in that Europa League match for Enter Valencia from West Ham United.
Looks like he's going to be able to shake it off. That's quite a hit, though. Yeah, good to see him smile. He can't smile like that if it's still hurt. He can't.
Yeah, that certainly is a good sign.
Yes.
Valencia had 5 goals at all competitions in West Ham in his second season. Saw 19 games across all competitions. Will be a trivia question answer going forward. The final substitute at the Bowling Ground. That last match when West Ham had the thrilling comeback to beat Manchester United before they closed the 112-year-old Bowling Ground. The last player to come on as a substitute was Inter Valencia. Mina with the touch for Ecuador. The header to the left. IOV at the half-hour mark. Up to the left side of Bolaños. Valencia up front appears to be moving well now, so that's a relief. Mina receives the pass. Arturo Mina. Trauco got into Antonio Valencia and had a touch that led to Peru winning the ball back. Good flick by Cueva. Guerrero can't get there. Flores has it back for Peru. Nice strength to be able to hang on to possession. And Flores plays the ball out off an Ecuadorian defender. Throw coming. This is Ricardo Gareca. This is his 20th match coaching Peru since taking over in early 2015. Nobody sees sports quite the way Colin Cowherd and Jason Whitlock do. The brains to know, the guts to say. Catch Colin and Jason as they team up for FS1's new daily sports talk show, Speak for Yourself, starting Monday at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific.
I can't wait for that, actually.
You won't have to wait much longer, my friend.
Speak for yourself.
Trauco up the left side. Ecuador hopeful of getting something going in terms of stringing some passes together and getting a build-up that could give them a chance at goal.
Yeah, the most discouraging thing about this is to hold Brazil to a 0. You see, that smile is a smile of frustration. He's not getting good service. He's already taken a pretty good shot. It's not the best first half for this Ecuadorian side. Can't be happy about it.
Guerrero got bumped by Mina. Tracking back is IOV. It gets onto the feet of Vilches. And Ecuador, with emergency defending, just has to back pass it to Alexander Dominguez. His clearance doesn't reach the halfway line. Peru holds it in. Now it's Montero from IOV on the left.
Yeah, again, it's just great commitment from Peru. They got him in a stranglehold. They just don't want to let him breathe.
Chillier, he's on a yellow, by the way, so is Carlos Guerreiro for Ecuador. Arturo Mina, 25-year-old center back, just his 9th cap.
Yeah, he's showing it tonight. That's about the 3rd time that he's tried to force a pass into a spot that better served to keep possession.
IOV. Oh, Montero lost his footing. That's a sign that it's not their night so far when you just go down like that.
Yeah, I like his reaction, though. Just clap, keep it positive.
Got to play through it.
You got. I think the United States went through this for the first 15 minutes. The soccer wasn't all that great. Very fortunate to get a penalty kick, but you got to grind through those moments.
Recent form for Ecuador. The last 6 matches of 2015 were all wins, but the new calendar year, which we're almost halfway into now, has not been kind to them. 2 draws, 2 losses. That includes a couple of World Cup qualifiers, a friendly, and their Copa America opener. Trying to run onto the end of it, but Dominguez is out off his line to snatch it up for Ecuador, with Cueva working behind the Ecuador defensive back line again.
And again, it was Guerrero starting that great interplay. They get it off their feet quickly. They continue to move. Just seems that the white shirts are moving a little bit quicker than the yellow shirts tonight.
Yes, sir. Chillier. Through the left channel. We hear the whistle. Lamar Roldan calls the foul against Peru.
So is he on pace for his standard average
5.5 yellow cards per match? He is.
You like it when they're consistent?
You've seen 2 in the first 25 minutes if we saw it tonight. Vilches couldn't get the tackle in. On the left side, Bolaños. Reveredo clears it, and it's just out up from the flag, so it will be a throw, not a corner. Ayoví. Bolaños with his back to goal. That could have been a nice pass, but Vilches read the situation, and Montero couldn't receive the pass. Tracking back is Valencia. Short pass from Mina. Noboa swings it off to the left side. Diving to keep it in play. Ayoví can't.
Start to hear some restless Ecuadorian fans. A couple boos. We're expecting more tonight. The passing hasn't been crisp. The movement really hasn't been there.
Vilches missed the tackle. Cueva came back. Flores has it now. Long ball by Flores. Over Alejandro Jover. The Copa America Centenario on Fox is presented by Bud Light. Raise one to right now. Juan Carlos Paredes with a pass that just went right into Flores. Back comes Valencia. It went over. Long throw forward by Paredes. Waiting for it was Miguel Trauco for Peru. Headed into the center of the park by Grueso. Ramos drives it forward. Paredes goes through Flores. Mina, the defender against Paulo Guerrero, the number 9 for Peru. Carlos Grueso spun down right at the touchline with the challenge by Guerrero. Noboa was closed down quickly by Vilches.
It's almost like they're playing a little game here. They have a line that they all know where it is, and when it hits the line, that's when all the white shirts react. Every single player knows when to do it, and it was.
Look at Trauco. He just did that against Valencia.
What a great effort there.
It certainly was a clever idea. Guerrero looking to play through Cueva. Now Vilches has some space. Oberg and Mina came together. The ball sent soaring. Trauco, the left back. Flores. Patient work here by Guerrero. He's got it back on the 1-2. Guerrero will give it a try, and Ecuador slides in to get a piece of that, so it just lazily bounces back to Dominguez. Mina and Achillier were both there. Look at that step up. Good work by Trauco. Possession back for Peru. Flores to it. Trauco sends it into the box. Flag comes up. Cueva offside.
He wasn't off by much either.
When you play Brazil, you know you're not going to get a lot of the ball. Ecuador only had 30% possession on Saturday. They have more than that tonight, but it doesn't feel like a whole lot of meaningful possession as we see the offside.
And you would also think, you know, when you start analyzing what's happening to Ecuador, and you play against, and you spend a lot of time knowing that you got to get up for the likes of Brazil.
Here's Paredes. Paredes on the right side. Paredes looking to put the cross in. It was deflected. Rodriguez with a poor clearance right to Antonio Valencia. Valencia able to clip it in, chested down, and a great goal for Ecuador. They pulled one back before halftime. It's Enter Valencia.
Valencia to Valencia. There you go. Something to cheer about. This is really the first time that Peru just kind of lost themselves. It was that little stall tactic by Valencia and a wonderful ball. The composure that Valencia exudes here is the most important part. Now, they shouldn't put enough pressure on the ball. He allowed, two world-class players have that much time. Goals like this happen. Great first touch and get it off quickly. Takes a tremendous amount of skill to score a goal like that.
Tremendous volley for Enter Valencia. the player who scored all 3 goals that Ecuador registered at the 2014 World Cup. That was a nice ball by Guerrero, but some pep in their step Ecuador has all of a sudden after the goal. You saw Grueso work back and keep Flores from getting onto that.
You might be right about that 2-0 dangerous lead thing.
And I hate trying to throw a wet blanket on it.
You're right.
Guerrero to Flores. Flores, instead of putting the cross in, puts it into the path. The square ball for Guerrero, but it goes over. You could tell Flores wanted to put the cross and peripherally saw Guerrero. That was a good idea, just didn't work out.
A lot of goals today. That's the other thing we need to bring up.
It's not done.
This is one of the best ones we've seen on the day. Really nothing you can do as a goalkeeper. You can't come out. Now you've just, if you commit yourself to the play, you're kind of saying, all right, if you're going to chest that down and hit a full volley in the corner in a half a second, hats off to you. He just forgot who he was playing against.
Enter Valencia has 15 goals now for Ecuador in the last 21 caps. Walter Ayoví, nice ball down the left side. Bolaños absorbs a bump, has possession, then lost it.
So the exact spot that the non-goal.
Exactly right, it is. And that one did go over the line. Same player that was involved, that was at the byline in that particular case, Miller Bolaños.
This game is shouting for a slowdown moment. This is it.
Peru has never lost in Copa America when they lead at halftime. Let's see if they get to halftime leading. They just surrendered one to enter Valencia for Ecuador. This is Renato Tapia. And after Noboa came in, there is nothing being given there.
Yeah, that's...
You could see how upset Noboa was about it.
That's insult to injury there. I mean, in a situation like that, I thought the referee would have called a foul as we have slow down moment number 2.
Interesting, the ebb and flow of the game, that after Peru looks so good, now you feel like that they need to slow things down to gather themselves.
A goal will do that.
Noboa wins a header. Valencia with a nice ball back, and Noboa drives it forward up the left side. Montero, Jefferson Montero. Cross comes in, Valencia heads it back. Arriving on it is Grueso, and his long-range attempt is blocked. Paredes runs to get the ball for the throw and quickly puts it into Antonio Valencia.
Yeah, I think what's happened here is Ecuador has figured out that they need to play quicker. The one and two touch passing, or the two and three touch passing wasn't working. Their ability to recognize the pass, trust themselves that I can make that pass, and when they hit the one-time ball, switch the point of attack. That's when we see a team like Peru, who's so well organized, finally struggle to find their feet and get back in position appropriately. So that's better play from Ecuador as a whole.
Another slowdown moment. You see how long Trauco took walking up before he took the throw. And quickly give it away. Now Antonio Valencia. Montero trying to chase it down. He's got the pace to do it. Here comes Jefferson Montero for Bolaños. Watched by Tapia bringing it in. Tapia dispossesses, and Tapia will send it out. Obviously, he felt like he had the last touch, so didn't want to give up the corner. Quick throw, Ayoví. Montero poked off his feet by Vilches.
This really is a great game.
Yes, it is.
And on the tactical sense, we touched on it a little bit, how they would address each other. It seems that both teams are getting better as the minutes go on.
Montero.
Good effort there. Don't give him a yellow for that.
They might be wanting more than that.
I think they were calling for a dive.
Valencia goes down. Montero sends the ball in. Coming up, the Volkswagen halftime show. Rob Stone, Herculez Gomez, Fernando Fiore, Alexi Lawless. They'll have a lot to talk about.
Peruvian and Ecuadorian cuisine, I'm guessing. That's Fernando's topic.
Match day 2 of Group B, much like match day 2 of Group A, is proving to have a whole lot more goals than the start of the tournament. Match day 1 in both of those groups had very little when it came to the scoring aspect of things. But the United States 4-0. Great 2-1 Colombia result over Paraguay last night. 6-1 Brazil today over Haiti. 2-1 Peru as we close in on halftime.
Yeah, 10 goals on the day. We can't complain.
Not at all. There was treatment required for Enter Valencia and Renato Tapia on a collision between the two earlier. So there should be a couple of minutes. There we go. On cue. Fourth official, Yadiel Martinez from Cuba, says we'll have 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. Team talks will certainly be interesting, given how the first half has unfolded. Holberg for Peru after the long ball from Galese. Ecuador has it right back. Mina floats it up. Valencia with 2 or 3 nice touches to bring it down, but Peru with numbers back defensively, and it was Cueva who sends the back pass to Galese.
The commitment is certainly there. With Cueva, your goal scorer, making a defensive play like that. It's good recognition. See if they can break here.
Tapia missed on the chance for the first touch, but Cueva came away with it. Now Flores. Flores back for it. Cueva. Look at all of that space for Alejandro Holberg. Behind Reveredo with all of that space to make a good decision. Noboa. Enter Valencia. 1v1 against Tapia. Valencia was thinking about the cross with the right foot.
Didn't have any options.
Now a shot from Noboa. Down for it. Spills. Galese hangs on to it at the near post.
Well, why not? There was not a whole lot of options in the box. A little bit of space. Probably going wide.
Trauco lost his footing. This could be a problem for Peru. Bring down by Valencia. That was a beautiful first touch with the right foot. Now to Guerreiro. Noboa again has space. And we saw just a moment ago what a cannon he has. But that one not nearly on target in what is the last action of the first half.
Yeah, we've seen it go both directions. Great goal from Cueva. I'm just going to say it. There's more goals in this game, Mark.
You heard it here first, Rob Stone, from Eric Winalda. We saw 3 in the first half. How many more will we see? The guys break down the first half right now as Rob Stone starts the Volkswagen halftime report.
All right, Mark, thank you. So Peru now just 45 minutes away from joining Colombia in the quarterfinals. Next on the Volkswagen halftime, highlights from this one. Plus, we're going to show you the tournament's first hat trick.
Messi. He's the world's greatest player.
He's an icon.
And the time to prove it is now.
This is not a friendly. This is the championship of the Americas.
A Copa America doubleheader kicks off Friday at 6:30 on Fox.
Dad, you could just drop me off right here.
No, I'll take you up to the front of the school. That's where your friends are.
Seriously, it's really fine.
You don't want to be seen with your dad?
No.
This about a boy?
Dad, stop, please.
Oh, there's Tracy.
Bye, Dad.
It brakes when you don't. Forward collision warning and autonomous emergency braking available on the redesigned Passat from Volkswagen.
We're gonna lose. You can't watch.
That is how you do it!
Now we have to watch another game.
Yeah, I got nowhere else to be.
What about your wife?
It's cool.
Alex to know.
This doesn't look good.
Really?
Yeah, a bunch of different fonts, couple typos.
Our authentically awesome wings taste even better with special prices on Wing Tuesdays and Boneless Thursdays, only at Buffalo Wild Wings.
I spent 20 years trying to get us ready for this. They're coming back. They were hunting us. We had to learn how to hunt them. We used their technology to strengthen our planet. But it won't be enough.
Independence Day. Resurgence. Rated PG-13.
Connect to your passion on the Sprint network, whose reliability is now within 1% of Verizon, and save 50% on most Verizon rates.
Estamos todos conectados. Start the game. I just don't get it. Why pay twice as much for just a 1% difference?
Sprint. Game on.
This is the U.S. Open on Fox and FS1. History awaits. The Emmy Award-winning Garbage Time with Katie Nolan is a hit.
We did it!
The Huffington Post is calling it epic.
Who could have predicted that plot twist?
Entertainment Weekly says it's witty and refreshing.
That was the best interview I had
And your whole life.
The Atlantic raves the future of sports TV.
You put most of them on the ground, Alex.
Garbage Time with Katie Nolan. All new episode tonight at midnight on FS1.
We welcome you to the Copa Halftime Show, brought to you by the Volkswagen Golf GTI. 49th meeting between Peru and Ecuador reads 2-1 in advantage of the Incas at the break. And we welcome you to the Volkswagen Halftime. Rob Stone, Hercules Gomez, Fernando Fiore, Alexi Lawless with you. The second of 8 quarterfinal spots close to being booked as we take a look at our Volkswagen Halftime highlights. And what a start for Peru, Fernando.
Incredible start. 5 minutes, a beautiful goal. And take a look at this. He's going a long ball, trying to send them to the other side of the field, but the ball is coming back, and now Cueva is making a 360. Listen, it looks like Stephen Curry or LeBron James when they do that kind of incredible magic with the NBA. Whoa, ho, ho! Túnel, caño. Qué buen golazo de Cristian Cueva. Grítelo, grítelo, Gareta.
And then the fastest 2-0 start this tournament. In the 13th minute, it was confirmed.
Oh, long baller. Edison Flores showing his strength. The turn squeaks through. Nothing the goalkeeper can do. Great little finish.
39th minute, though, what a response from Ecuador.
Yeah, this is what we wanted to see. We got ourselves a game here. Antonio Valencia getting the ball at the top of the box, just waiting, patient. Enter Valencia just slips in, completely onside, takes it off his chest, side volley in the back of the net. Oh, it's so pretty. Game on. Let's go.
His 15th international goal, 2-1 Peru at the break. Christian Cueva, all 5 foot, 6.5 inches of him. He's now scored both of Peru's fastest goals at the Copa this century. Lex, take us through his finish.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at this and keep an eye on a nice center back play here with Ramos stepping up and winning this ball, keeping possession and shoving it right back down their throat. And Herc, I'm going to let you take it from here because this looks like something you would do right here.
Well, how about this little ball, Pau Guerrero? And this little turn. Oh. Fortunate, but that 360 caño, the nutmeg, and the sweet little finish. It doesn't get any sweeter than that.
No, great player, Cueva. He played really well last Copa America in Chile. He was, he's an ex-Toluca from Mexico, and now he plays in Sao Paulo for Brazil.
You can tell he's dancing right there.
Live B group standings, Peru back on top, Brazil in second, Haiti eliminated. When we return, Brazil, they refound their scoring touch. See how Coutinho helped the Samba Kings steal the show from overwhelmed Haiti.
Ain't no gift like the present tense. Ain't no love like the whole romance. Got to make hay when the sun's shining. Can't waste time when it comes time to dance. Long live the heart, long live the soul that knows what it wants. Oh, oh, oh.
with Bud Light Party superdelegate Michael Pena to talk about diversity.
America is a nation of immigrants.
We're a smorgasbord of cultures.
A Korean taco of togetherness.
An everything bagel of unity. Each one of us a different seed.
That was beautiful, Amy.
I thought it was also nice, yeah. We're a poutine of harmony.
A gumbo of coexistence.
We're a never-ending, bottomless, all-inclusive, super buffet of... I can't do any more metaphors, you know?
Cheers,
All
cheers.
right.
I'm full.
The two leading men for their teams. That's Columbus on the front foot immediately. Absolutely amazing start. Brilliant play. It's fantastic stuff.
There are countless not very smart things we do with our car.
Well, oh, come on! Thank you.
But with TireRack.com, at least you know you got your tires right. Right now, you could get up to an $80 Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 select Kumho tires. For details, go to TireRack.com.
Just a bottle of water.
Thank you. TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install. Smarter.
Cardinals, Pirates, Indians, Angels. Saturday beginning at 7 Eastern on Fox, then at 9:30 Eastern on FS1.
Welcome to the wilderness. Welcome to the toughest challenge of your life. You will be divided into teams and be put through punishing exercises, led by 4 true American heroes.
Faster!
You're only as strong as your weakest link. You need to work as a team.
Let's go, Jim!
Your character may be in question. What team can dig deep and prove to themselves they have American grit?
American Grit, all new Thursday on Fox. Your source for everything NASCAR is NASCAR Race Hub on FS1.
Here's what you need to know.
From the studio to the track.
3, 2, 1.
Our team of experts will bring you the stories.
This year will not define his career.
And the highlights that matter.
Joe Gibbs has got a better program than most people do.
From the legends who have lived it.
I'm saying he's going to be a real threat for the championship.
Get in the hub with NASCAR Race Hub. Weekdays at 5 Eastern on FS1.
Well, hello, I'm Fernando Fiore, El Presidente.
You already got your first red card. Madonna, Madonna, Madonna.
No penalty, no penalty. This is Copa Tonight. We love it.
Earlier tonight over on FS1, Brazil, Haiti, the first Brazilian hat trick at the Copa since Robinho.
Oh, how about
Chile in 07.
Look at Coutinho driving at the heart of the Haitian defense right there with the banger near post. Nothing you can do.
29th minute, Fernando.
Coutinho times 1, Coutinho times 2 right now. When the ball's coming from the right side, little touch, and he just waiting there and make a pass to the net.
Let's do 3. We got to get 3, right?
Yeah.
Don't stop on 2. And he doesn't. Coutinho again cutting to the middle as he often does, and then that beautiful curl to that far post. Money.
Over the course of the next 3 days here on Fox Sports, you can see Chicharito, Messi, Dempsey, must-see Copa activity coming your way in the next few days. Our Copa halftime show brought to you by the Volkswagen Golf GTI. Second half, and a tight one from Zona coming your way on the backside.
Everything has a beginning, a start of something great. We work at it. We use these words. We live by them. Dedication, passion, patience. Trust your fundamentals. Never settle. Be unconventional. Know when to innovate and know when to stay true to your roots. This is our heritage, our history, and it's happening right here and now. Volpe Foods, proud partner of U.S. Soccer.
It's a nice dreams world. I love how I just lay down on my Tempur-Pedic and it forms to every part of my body.
You know, it's not easy being a big person in this world. The fact that my mattress adapts to my body is such an amazing thing.
After I do my workouts, it helps me recover, and that's like the game changer. That's everything I need.
It adapts to her size, my weight, her weight. The bed is just genius.
Change your sleep. Change your life. Change to Tempur-Pedic.
Never underestimate the power of Energizer. Our longest lasting Energizer Max ever.
Double down on style. Right now at Men's Warehouse. Buy one, get one free on most suits, sport coats, dress shirts, ties, and sportswear. And take 30% off all shoes. Men's Warehouse. Rise to the occasion.
Dad, you could just drop me off right here.
No, I'll take you up to the front of the school. That's where your friends are.
Seriously, it's really fine.
You don't want to be seen with your dad?
No.
This about a boy?
Dad, stop, please.
Oh, there's Tracy.
What? Bye, Dad.
It brakes when you don't. Forward collision warning and autonomous emergency braking available on the redesigned Passat from Volkswagen.
Saturday, it's do or die for Team USA with a spot in the quarterfinals on the line. USA Paraguay, Saturday at 6 on FS1.
This is home free.
Tim Tebow joins Mike Holmes in Fox's Feel Good competition.
You can do this.
Pushing contestants further
You have to build an entire neighborhood.
to fight for something bigger.
I'm going to win you a dream home. What? You need to remember your hero and why you're here.
She donated her kidney to my father.
Lives.
This is yours.
Will.
This is beautiful.
Change.
I can't believe this place is mine.
Home free with Tim Tebow and Mike Holmes. Season premiere next week on Fox.
Debbie Harry is my headliner. Following would be you, Ava X.
What if I'm great?
Oh my God, Ava X.
But what if you're not? Oh, stop it.
Ow. 1, 2, 3!
She's amazing.
I'm moving out. Dude, I'm moving out and I'm moving on.
Johnny, wait, stop!
What?
The only way you're getting famous at this point in your life is if you kill someone famous.
Premieres Thursday, June 30th on FX.
It's not how you fall, it's how you get back up.
Ecuador making their way out onto the field. Ender Valencia, a wonderful goal in the 39th minute to make this a one-goal match. Peru, according to your live standings right now, on top of the group and now 45 minutes away from advancing to the quarterfinals. For the call, Mark Followill and Eric Winalda.
Thank you very much, Rob. It is Peru and Ecuador about to make their way back out on the field at University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. So if you heard us in the first half, we were talking about Ecuador getting to halftime. They score a late goal, and all of a sudden now, I think because of how they got on the front foot late in the first half, the team talk for Peru and Ricardo Gareca might be the interesting thing to examine, given how Ecuador pressed upon them in the last 10 minutes of the first half.
Under normal circumstances, maybe a normal coach, not Ricardo Gareca, would probably take a very much reserved approach to this. That is not his style. It has never been his style. He's called El Tigre for a reason. He is going to go for it. I would assume that in that locker room he said, we need the third goal. Don't sit back and let something bad happen, because this is a very capable team with Ecuador. It has the kind of weapons, and I think they've demonstrated that. There's a good look at Gareca. He's calm. He's always very reserved on the bench, but not in his style of play. And I love the way Peru has come out today. They're very well organized. Had one little slip up, I would say, right back a little bit out of position, a step up, and maybe that goal never happens. But still, this team is looking for the third goal. They are not going to sit back.
2 goals in the first half for Peru to 1 for Ecuador. After the two teams combined for only 1 goal scored, none allowed in their match day 1 performances when Peru beat Haiti 1-0. And Ecuador and Brazil had a 0-0 draw. Ecuador late in the first half certainly had the majority of the ball, and they also had the better chances. 4 shots in the last 7 minutes. After no shots in the first 38 minutes, they scored on their first shot on goal. You see a change being made as Jaime Ayoví will make his 36th appearance for the Ecuadorian national team. Ayoví, the 27-year-old who plays for Godoy Cruz in Argentina, comes on. 9 goals. He's the cousin of Walter Ayoví, the 36-year-old captain and left back.
And let's see how they come out. My assumption is it'll be very similar to the second half. over the first half. Again, there's an invisible line that each one of these Peruvian players knows where it is, and that's when the pressure starts. They certainly have figured out the spacing, though.
Bolaños playing a ball. Rodriguez with good defensive work, and then Revereto is the player who will send it away. So this is certainly a move geared towards the attack for Ecuador, with right back Juan Carlos Paredes coming off, and an attacking player in Jaime Iov coming on.
And that's a pick on Revereto, and I did mention his lack of stepping into that situation where it could have been a goal prevented. That was the first time we saw that Peruvian line look a little bit out of sorts. And again, these kind of plays are going to be brought back for a handball, rightly so. But still, I think as this game progresses, it's really intriguing to me because Ecuador must go for it. They have to figure out a way to get the second goal. He's going to be watching his clock a lot. He's already setting it right now. How long till I get that goal? And then you have a Peruvian side that probably won't change a thing about the way that they're going to address the pressure. They want the third goal. They want this game in the bag.
Paulo Guerrero assisted in the first 2 goals. And they got him for a challenge here against Gabriel Achillier.
We are slowly creeping towards his quota of 5.5 yellows.
Left elbow caught Achillier right in the nose, it looks like.
Yep. I like it. You got to, as a forward, especially in games like this, you go up to protect yourself. You need to. As long as you don't throw the arm. If you throw the arm, you're going to get yourself in trouble. But if you go up and those arms come up, that is part of the game. It's very much part of the game. We've seen it in the Gold Cup on a couple of occasions. People get thrown out. I think to head up for an elbow against Mexico, Panama, and Mexico last year. That's not a red card.
The live standings that you just saw indicate that Peru is at the top of Group B. If they hang on to the advantage and win tonight's match, we'll see them in the quarterfinals, where they've been 7 straight Copa Americas. Back-to-back third-place finishers in 2011 and 2015. This is Bolaños. Bolaños patiently playing, looking for the cross. Rodriguez steps into a header to drive it away. But Ecuador come right back. Montero from Bolaños. A 1-2-4. Montero, and he sets up an easy finish. And Ecuador has come back to level the match at 2-2. Montero to Bolaños.
There's just too much talent in this team. And the one-touch stuff, recognition that it wasn't on, and the quick movement. And again, that line has not figured itself out. Anybody could have had that goal. It's the pass right here, though. The one-touch pass, so clean. Great recognition. Here we go. That is just pure talent. And great stuff from Ecuador. Back in this game. Oh, that's just agony for any goalkeeper. Because right now, you know, just close your eyes. Don't watch. Game on.
Jefferson Montero assists. Bolaños scores. 7th goal nationally. And a quick attack by Ecuador off the goal.
Now, I mentioned that Gareca's not going to change his plan. And this is why, you know, sometimes you do. Because Ecuador has come out in the second half, all guns blazing. And they've caught Peru off. Now they put them in a spot where I think both teams have to open this thing wide open. This is going to be fantastic last 30 minutes.
You get 40 minutes.
I just realized that. Thanks. I can't do. You know, I misspoke earlier. I said we had 10 goals today. It was actually 11. Now we have 12. It's fantastic.
It's a great day in Copa America. Andy Polo will be coming on here.
And this is recognition of the plan not working. So let's see how this plays out.
He'll slide in on that outside right midfield, just like Alejandro Holbert. Andy Polo is a really promising young player. He actually has signed for Inter in Italy, but he's just been loaned out a couple of times. Millonarios in Colombia and Universitario in Peru. Here's Flores clipping it in, and it's going to scoot out 51st minute. Ecuador early second half equalizer.
This is why I like Gareca. He recognizes that he has to change his plan and bring on a speed option. Good coaching.
Tomorrow on FS1, it's a Copa America doubleheader. Uruguay plays Venezuela, followed by Mexico and Jamaica from the Rose Bowl. Coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. Good place to be tomorrow in front of the television to watch Group C. But don't go anywhere tonight here on FS2 for the end of Group B, match day 2. Noboa to Valencia. Valencia clips it forward. Alberto Rodriguez up the left side to Flores. Off the heel of the defender and right into the path of Guerreiro. Deep cross, Reveretto underneath it. Final touch by Peru, throw coming, Ecuador.
If I'm Ecuador, I attack Reveretto. I think he's the weak link of this team.
23rd cap tonight. Montero. 1v1 at Vilches. Trying to beat him to the byline. Corner. Ecuador had one in the first half.
We talked about it.
And they'll go short on this one. A very quick move. Montero dragged down. It happened inches away from the penalty area.
Now that card's going to come out for sure. That's good skill. I mean, what he did in the United States on a couple of occasions, getting past Yedlin, who's very difficult to run around. We saw his speed then. We're seeing it again tonight. This is a very delicate scenario for this Peruvian team. Because of the location of the ball, there's no chance of offside. None whatsoever. But it's too quick of a decision for a goalkeeper. So it's all about the cross. If you're Ecuador, you can do a million things with this, but it might be a good idea to just slam it low and hard in front of the goal. You might get an own goal out of it.
Let's see what Walter Iov opts to do. You said there's a million things he could do. What will he pick? Andy Polo is the man.
Just don't chip it over their heads and let it go on the other side. That's the worst case scenario.
Polo is the one-man wall. Iov, left foot, floats it, out swinging, and Peru handles it well. And probably, given all of the good things that you said Ecuador could do, not the best of service. But they will quickly restart on the throw. Montero, who's really been buzzing around, had the assist, finds Noboa. Noboa away from Vilches. Montero. Vilches closes him down, but got a little bit too much of it. Quick restart. Ecuador playing so fast. Noboa skips to Gillespie down to his left to smother it. Christian Noboa played in Rostov last year in Russia. As you see his attempt, hard with the right foot.
Not enough on it. It's not going to beat Gillespie from there. Romina's got to be careful. He really has to be careful. I don't even see the play yet. I'm guessing that's a knee to the back.
To Paulo Guerreiro. The Peruvian number 9. Saturday, he surpassed Teofilo Cubillas, a great player for Peru in the 70s, who helped lead them to World Cups. Teofilo Cubillas even tweeted afterwards, greetings and congratulations to the Peruvian Football Federation, particularly Paulo Guerreiro becoming the leading scorer to wear the red and white jersey. Guerreiro passed Cubillas with his 27th national team goal on Saturday.
Nene is class. I think everybody remembers Cubillas. He was fantastic.
Free kick coming. Quick run up, clipped in. Cueva to the back post. And the foul is coming here in the box. No goal. Long before it went in behind Dominguez. You heard the whistle and the foul given against Peru in the box.
I mean, how is your referee supposed to believe you? 10 seconds ago, you act like you were almost dead, and now you're pleading your case.
Obvious foul.
Yeah, of course it is, but it's Guerreiro was acting like he was never going to get up. Very pensive Gareca at the moment.
Copa America Centenario on Fox, sponsored by Sprint. Enjoy Copa America Centenario. Sprint, game on. He did look pensive. I concur.
It's a great game. It really is.
He looks pensive because the 2-goal lead has evaporated, and it happened quickly. Jaime Iovi had the touch. Then a crossfield ball. Reveretto struggles to handle the clearance. Trauco nudged it forward. Vilches takes it off the feet of Enter Valencia. Now here comes Edison Flores. 1v1 against Antonio Valencia. That was good defense by Valencia. And a chance is building here for Ecuador. A sliding ball across the face of goal. And a poor clearance by Reveretto, but he'll get helped out here because it just ricochets right back over the byline for a goal kick.
That's not a bad idea whatsoever. There's just not enough commitment from Ecuador to get numbers in front of the goal. I told you to be checking his watch. Another great bit of pressing from Antonio Valencia, and that's the idea. That's where you need to be as a forward. Sometimes you don't have to look up. You should know, or at least think and have an inclination that someone's going to try and bust it to get in front of the goal. It just wasn't there.
Flipped it by Guerrero. Andy Polo, the second half sub, plays it right back to Paulo Guerrero. 1v2, almost able to squeeze through Iovi, Walter Iovi and Arturo Mina. Mina sends it away. Trying to hold this in the attacking third. Reveretto does nicely. Back to Guerrero. Great number 9 hold-up play there, but Noboa steps in front of Andy Polo. Long ball to the halfway line.
Oh, wow.
That was nice. Cueva. Guerrero would have been offside.
Yeah, you can see Guerrero needs to catch his breath. He's had a couple of plays where he's asked a lot of his body. He needs to take a moment here, catch his breath, and be ready for the next sprint.
Here comes a long run from Noboa. Wide left to Jefferson Montero. Montero having a go right at Reveretto, and Gillespie has to dive to cover the near post.
He's the weak link, and that's probably your strongest weapon. Again, once you get his heels inside the 18-yard box and to turn around, that's what every forward wants, because once you can get him inside the 18-yard box, you got it. He can't foul you, and you know that.
Captain Walter Iovi over the corner. Iovi back in with Liga MX Rayados in Monterrey this past season. Outswinging corner. Rodriguez heads away to Christian Cueva. Cueva centers a counterattack. Left side. Flores holding it up. Ecuador getting numbers back. Flores can't keep the ball. Antonio Valencia. And sliding in to get a touch. It slows up the counterattack. And Trauco again. 2 big defensive touches from Miguel Trauco.
Yeah, the thing about Antonio Valencia is he's playing that right midfield position the way he played right back. He's going in very hard, being very physical, and not allowing anybody to get turned on him.
Game stretching out now for Peru. They've got a chance building up here. Cueva brings it forward. Mina in the way. And back we go the other direction.
I know that looks bad, but I love it. I
was wondering what the thought process was for Iovi.
Hey, he saw Gillespie off his line a bit, and he hooked it. But why not? Why not give it a shot? We saw that in the World Cup with the women. Carly Lloyd did it. He missed it by that much, though. I guess Carly Lloyd does that a little better.
She sure did last July, as you saw here on Fox. Bolaños chasing Tapia. Tapia back to Trauco. Bolaños went down. Flores.
This game's wide open, Mark. It's gonna get fantastic. They're gonna. The reason why I started talking is I had a feeling they were gonna blow the whistle. Now, Joe Mackey will tell you they don't have to blow the whistle there.
What do you mean going to get fantastic? It already has.
Well, okay. Now I can finally say the last 30 is going to be great. I think both managers know it. They've made positional changes to try and get after it, which it's opened up a ton of space in the middle of the field. Let's see exactly what happened here. Yeah, so it looks like it might be a muscle, a hamstring. Hate to see that. I don't anticipate him getting up and continuing. If anybody's ever done their hamstring, especially those of us who are in our 40s and play in an over 40 league, and we've seen our buddies go down, or maybe we've been on the floor just like that. That's how you go down. It's the wounded elk.
While Bolaños is receiving treatment. Ecuador's Copa America history does not honestly have many great moments. This is their 27th Copa America. Their best finish was just 4th place in 1959 and 1993. But what they're trying to do tonight is rally from a 2-goal deficit and win, something they have not done in the Copa since 1963. This would be a famous win for Ecuador if they can grab a third and keep Peru from grabbing a third.
Yeah, you just saw the substitution sign. So both managers have to change it up again. This demands an explanation.
There's going to be a change. Bolaños is coming off with the knock that he just picked up, and Fidel Martinez, we saw 9 minutes late on against Brazil in the Group B opener for those two sides. Martinez from Liga MX Pumas, 10 goals this past season in all competitions. He's coming on. Mina protecting the penalty area, steps in front, clears.
What a moment, what an opportunity.
Trauco throws in. Guerrero. Pass back into the path of Flores. Jaime Iov is the last to touch it. Here comes the sub. Fidel Martinez will come on now. 26 years old.
Boy, that's the last thing you want to see. Fresh legs coming on at the end of the game. In a game like this, it's going to get wide open. Your best bet as a defender is probably to hit him early.
Martinez, you're saying?
Yes.
He just came on. Reveredo comes together with Jaime Iov. Danger man Jefferson Montero sends it in. And Rodriguez sends it out. Montero.
Again.
Going right at Reveredo. He'll cross once again. Ramos drives the header away. Peru can't clear their own end. Now they'll get help because Noboa does not get a very good strike off. We've seen him go for power on several shots from 25-plus yards out. That was not clearly his best effort.
And I think the message from his manager is go around them. What we've seen Peru do a very good job of is once the ball gets closer to their goal, that they'll cave in and they'll create zero space to play through. If you go around them, you got a chance. If Ecuador could figure out how to overlap this Peruvian team, they'll get a goal.
Good chase. Guerrero. Strong number 9 play from Guerrero. Good ball here. Polo, the second half sub. And the pullback was blocked by Mina. Tapia steps up, drives it right back to Polo. Into the path of Vilches. Oscar Vilches, younger brother of Walter Vilches. Walter, remember, played in MLS at Chivas USA. Over 60 caps. Oscar could have one-upped older brother if he'd been able to go at goal there and regain the advantage for Peru.
This is better than one-touch soccer.
Reveredo looking up. Reveredo. Reveredo whips the cross in with pace. It's headed away by Mina. Tapia. Trauco will wind around the ball and drive it into Guerrero. Good layoff here. Vital track back defensively.
And Guerrero's big time.
That was well done by Valencia and Fidel Martinez to get back.
Now I got to go back to that play from Pablo Guerrero. I mean, he constantly finds himself in spots where he's really going nowhere, and he's just making something happen. And the vision that he has is quite impressive. There's the foul once again. There's gonna be more of that.
Jaime Iov wrestling. You can see shirts being grabbed. The call went against Jaime Iov, defended by Alberto Rodriguez. The Copa America Centenario on Fox is presented by the Volkswagen Golf GTI, part of the award-winning Golf family. Going into the tournament, Leo Messi, Chicharito, James Rodriguez, those are the names people were talking about, but Paulo Guerrero. And look at this ball he's played here to Polo. The pullback, and Valencia was there. Otherwise, that's going behind Dominguez for a third for Peru, and they would have regained the lead.
Now we're used to seeing him at that right back position for Manchester United. That's where all that experience just came in. No panic in him, just touch it wide, reassess.
Jose Mourinho's rethinking his transfer list right now after seeing that.
You would think so.
Could have been Flores who scored. Now Cueva who scored, sends in the corner. and it skipped through. How dangerous was that?
Yeah, Dominguez doesn't have a case here. You know, if it's one of your team in front of you.
IOV pushed Reveretto into Dominguez.
Yeah, I really don't see much there, but it's going to be tricky. I think he's asking the linesman for a little bit of help to make sure he keeps an eye on it, but putting bodies in front of the goalkeeper, especially on in-swingers, always makes it uncomfortable for anybody. I don't care how big you are or how comfortable you are coming out punching or catching.
Mark Followill, Eric Winaldo on FS2. Coverage of Copa America Centenario. Match day 2, Group B. Peru twice in the first half they scored. Ecuador once late in the first half and then equalized early in the second half. Noboa. On the field here at University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was a nice dummy by Montero. Here comes Inter Valencia. Here comes Inter Valencia. And coming back to defend him was Renato Tapia. Conceded the corner.
They went short last time. I still am not a fan of Peru marking up this way and not having somebody on the post.
Walter IOV, 36 years old, out swinging corner. And it falls to Cueva. Mina tried to get into tactical foul, couldn't. The break is on right now. Can Polo get onto the end of this? No, he can't, because Dominguez came all the way outside the penalty area.
Fantastic goalkeeper.
Way out off his line, but a very, very good read. Fantastic keeping and a fantastic game. Copa America Centenario has found its legs in the last couple of days. Great soccer. U.S. Costa Rica yesterday. Colombia Paraguay last night.
I think we saw the goal of the tournament last night from Paraguay. That's quite a talent. The knuckle one in the upper corner.
Valencia went down. Antonio Valencia. Just completed his 7th season at Manchester United. For those wondering what I was talking about earlier, the reports out of the British press are that Jose Mourinho has listed him among 12 others. He's on a list of the unlucky 13 who he wants out of there in a massive makeover. If that's in the back of his mind, he hasn't showed it since Ecuador had a first tough 25 or 30 minutes. Cueva and Flores early. Valencia and Bolaños enter Valencia for Ecuador later. 2-2. Brazil and Peru right now top of the group, with Brazil ahead on goal differential, level on points at 4, and the live standing. Jaime Ayoví walks away from Rodriguez. Trying to get it to Fidel Martinez, second half sub. Ball cut out by Edison Flores. Fidel Martinez receives the throw. Cueva, the number 10.
And that's a problem, Mark, when you have your number 10 that deep, playing that much defense.
He has played a lot of defense.
That just allows Ecuador to just creep further and further into their defensive third. They need him to be further up the field. They need that man further up the field to provide some sort of option. The reason why they had so much success in the first half is they played with what I call a 7-set. And they were always, and what that means is that they always have 3 to counter with. Right now, they've got 1 at best. The substitutions that Gareca has made, although Polo gives them a great speed outlet, and they've almost found him on one occasion, it's not enough. You've got to get more numbers, especially Cueva. Cueva's got to figure out a way to be that first pass option when Guerrero starts to hold it up.
Reveretto had the last touch. And Valencia was thinking about a very quick corner, but there was nobody up in the box to receive it.
Let's see how many numbers they commit forward. They're going to go with an in-swinger. This is the first one we've seen. Let's see what he can make of it.
Jefferson Montero to the back post. There was a man there. Mina was creeping in behind. Edison Flores drives it up to the halfway line. Paulo Guerrero.
They're going to lose the ball now because they don't have an outlet. They don't have anybody staying up top. To me, it looks like Guerrero is tiring. And Cueva has really become a defensive midfielder.
Good touch here. Noboa finds Jaime Ayoví, and Gillespie fights it off. Gillespie the save, beats it away, but it's Montero across in. And Renato Tapia clips it out. Valencia having a go, taking on Edison Flores. Flores doing well. Antonio Valencia. Now it's Walter Ayoví. Wrestled away from Oscar Vilches. Knifing down the left touchline. Montero beats his man. Reveretto provides cover. Montero's cross blocked off the chest. Now Walter Ayoví will square rather than cross. Noboa. And once again, the cannon shot. It takes a deflection. That is what he wants to do, is just wind up and grip it and rip it from 25, 30 yards out.
The fake is what sold it from 30. It got him that extra 5 yards. Again, I don't like this setup. They're going to get burned on it.
Fidel Martinez out swinging corner all the way through the box. Antonio Valencia chasing. Keeps it in the attacking third. Ready to cross. This is a good one. It's floating down to the back post. It's over Noboa. It's held into the penalty area by Fidel Martinez. Montero strikes it with the left foot. Just sails over the head of the Chillier. And sliding to clear is Edison Flores.
Everybody is back now for Peru. They have to make a change. I'm really curious to see how Gareca reacts here.
He's got a goal scorer coming on here, Raul Ruidiaz, for the more central midfielder, number 8 type of player, and Oscar Vilches. Ruidiaz has not found a lot of goal-scoring success yet at the national team level. Only 2 goals and 13 caps. But in Peru, since April of 2013 at the club level, 68 goals in all competitions between Universitario and Melgar.
And look where he's lining up. Basically, it's, all right, stay up top, be a pest. You are now the speed option and the outlet. Guerrero has certainly tired, but fresh legs up top now with Polo joining him. I think this is an interesting twist in the game.
What can those fresh legs do in the last 17 minutes? And stoppage time. A layoff to the arriving Noboa. Noboa is not going to take a long-range shot. They'll thread it over to Montero. Montero with some time. Back heels into the path of Walter Ayoví. Whips in the cross.
What a cross that was. That is absolute fantastic stuff. And then now from the other side.
Valencia to the byline. Fidel Martinez outside. Guerreso. Fidel Martinez across. Ayoví taken off the feet of Montero, but right back to Ecuador. Enter Valencia to Ayoví. Now enter Valencia. He had the first. He wants another one. Just wide. Gillespie probably had it coming.
Yeah, this is a man that needs to figure it out. Gareca's in trouble. The only chance that they have is that if they're going to allow this kind of calculated risk, you're going to shoot from 25 and beat our keeper, hats off to you. But they still, as I said before, the substitutions would indicate that they have just become a spring, a counter-attacking team.
To elaborate on that shots graphic that you see, Peru was out shooting Ecuador 5-0 for the first 38 minutes of the match. Since then, 13-1 shooting advantage for Ecuador.
Are you going to bring back that 2-0 dangerous?
It's proven to be true.
Okay. You know what? You might be onto something.
I'm Ayoví. Jefferson Montero. Montero beats Reveretto. Reveretto looks gassed. Montero had him beat. Played the ball in. Alberto Rodriguez drives it out.
When you see that play happen, you see it unfold, and you see that you've got a speed advantage.
Lifted up and out by Christian Ramos.
Find Montero again. He doesn't seem to be bothered at all. He still has the legs to make something happen. Reveretto, I can't say the same for him.
Does not look like he has much left in the tank. Miguel Trauco along the ground to Cueva, who has not had a chance like this in a while.
Well, they're tired. They've just spent the last 40 minutes chasing. They'd like to take the air out of the ball, as we say. Get everybody a touch. But be patient right now. People need to breathe.
Renato Tapia.
Can't do that.
Oh, that was big by Christian Ramos. Jaime Iobi was so close. Ramos thumps it forward with the right foot. This is a good ball from Flores. Now Peru's got a chance here. And Chilier swings it, only gets it out to about the edge of the box, and then it hits the side netting, takes a deflection. Christian Cueva trying to put it in near post. Deflection for a corner.
That's a great one-touch pass. Cueva chases it down. Flores finds himself, and he loves that left foot. That wasn't a bad cross at all.
Rui Diaz was the ball with the player who brought the ball into the box for Peru.
The big boys come forward. Take your time, set it up. That looks like a pick to me. Let's see what they do.
Cueva. In swinger to the near post.
Great cross. It's a fantastic cross. And again, it's Guerrero.
Good delivery. Another corner conceded.
Boy, they really want to go short here.
Do what you just did. Flores looking to lay it back to Cueva.
Boy, plays like that drive the big boys crazy. When those central defenders run 80 yards to go get on the end of something and you try to get cute, you're going to hear about that tomorrow morning on the bus.
As they have to make their way to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to play Brazil in the final match of Group B. Will they already have a ticket punched in the quarterfinals? Or will it be all to play for in the match with Brazil, because Peru and Brazil will be top of the group?
Correct.
Ecuador would be 2 points, so they'd be very much alive going into their last match against Haiti. Guerrero. Rui Diaz has pace. He's not going to get there. And Chilier got it right. Big tackle by Chilier. And here goes Antonio Valencia. Long run here for Valencia on the ball. Tapia dispossesses. Trauco coming back forward is Flores. Cueva's got it. 78th minute. Andy Polo. Polo a second half sub along with Raul Rui Diaz. Guerrero did well. Got around Fidel Martinez. Good hold up play. Trauco drives it in the box for Rui Diaz.
Flags up on that.
Flags up, yep. This is the last change for Ricardo Gareca. Peru will bring on Yoshimar Yotun. Yotun played 15 minutes against Haiti. He'll get 11 minutes of action in this one. Coming on to the 79th minute, Edison Flores comes off. This seems like a long time ago for Peru when Flores scored their second very early.
Yeah, you gotta love it though. He's got a sweet left foot. Put in a great shift tonight. But they need fresh legs right now. You've seen him get the ball in positions where he could have taken somebody on. That's a little bit over the back. And he just opted out. You know, you'd like to see him take people on and get to the line, get the crosses off. But when that's as a coach, you start recognizing when your guys are tired, when they opt out of that, choose to keep possession and recirculate the ball. You have to remind those guys. The other one that I don't think is we've seen that out of is Montero. Montero's still ready to go. Yes. There's plenty left in the tank.
Iobi, a great striker of the ball.
Well, he's proven that tonight, hasn't he?
Let's see which sort of service.
Oh, he'll whip this in. He'll whip this in. Oh, maybe he'll get on a bounce.
Clipped it in. Players coming forward. Directed over by Enter Valencia.
A couple of guys. That flag will probably go up inside of our screen, but got some tired bodies out there. This is when you make this poor decisions. When the mind and the body is this tired, there's occasions, especially on set pieces, where you lose your man for 1 second and you lose the game.
On the Peru sub, Yotun is a former defender who's been playing more as a number 6, number 8 type of midfielder. And Flores, an attacking left wing, came off. Flipped in. Andy Polo is going to be the player to get to this for Peru. He's got options.
That's it. Go after
bring it in. Guerrero's close by. Polo whiffs. Reveretto a header in. Mina misses on the clearing header, but Valencia does the work to get it out. Miguel Trauco chasing back for Peru.
That's a nice pass.
Cueva surveys the scene. One-touch passing involving Yotun. Now Paulo Guerrero. Mina dispossesses. Taken back again by Peru. Here's Cueva. What's he going to do? Achillier heads a pass away that was looking for Rui Diaz. Camped out in front of face of goal. Yotun. Cueva. 81st minute. Peru fans urging them to throw numbers forward. Defensive header there by Walter Iovi. Oh, the overhead effort for a great cross. Guerrero got a touch. Now a long-range attempt by Yotun is blocked by Achillier.
Let's take another look at that. What a great piece of skill. Goalkeeper, put yourself in a bad spot. How about that?
The bicycle cross.
If that works out, that's our goal of the tournament thus far.
Now here comes Jaime Iovi. And Trauco a split second before him to the ball. Trauco, the young left back. Only his 5th cap. Peru's got a young team. Their average age just a little bit less than 26 years old.
Well, they are a country in transition, and some of the bigger names that you would recognize have been left off of this team.
Claudio Pizarro, Jefferson Farfan, Carlos Lobaton, Carlos Zambrano, Juan Manuel Vargas.
And one would argue the point that maybe the United States is that team in transition about a year from now. And we'll see.
Sprinting down the left side again. Going in Reveretto is Montero. He's had the better of that matchup often tonight. Montero, a nice header in front. And going for the bike was Iovi. Now a long-range attempt once again, Noboa. This is going to come out for Guerrero, but a heavy first touch. Gets it right back to Ecuador. Enter Valencia was waiting for it. Volley attempt is deflected by Trauco. As Fidel Martinez look for the highlight reel goal.
He's not hot-dogging. I think he's just confident.
Fidel Martinez, second half sub, 26 years old. Drives in the corner at the near post. Trying to dart in there was Noboa.
Now they'll get a corner of that.
Yes. Final touch by Ecuador.
Nice to see they finally put somebody on the post.
Corner for Ecuador, their 8th. Big header by Rui Diaz.
Oh, do it again.
Trauco.
That might be a throw. I'm not sure they went for a corner.
Fidel Martinez he'll lobby for it. Long throw. Guerrero bumped the boa, getting underneath it.
Now the thing about this is he's just had 2 in succession, so this should be the best of the 3. And it should be at least getting over that first guy. He's got plenty of time to think about it, and he certainly has the quality.
Achillier coming to it. Clearance only made it to the top of the box. Now Guerrero lost it. Ecuador will send it back in, and it will bounce to Gillespie with Iovi, the player close by, Jaime Iovi.
Come on, check your watch. You know you want it.
He wants this thing to keep going because Ecuador has been on the front foot all second half. They found one to level it. Will they find a late winner? Trauco, Renato Tapia, all kinds of pressure by Ecuador. Now Guerrero with a chance to lift it up into the path of Andy Polo. Walter Iovi just muscles him off. Here comes Walter Iovi, the Rayados man. Polo trying to even the score after losing possession to Iovi, forced to throw for Ecuador.
That's where you got to get fouled. Get fouled and get the set piece.
1v2 Valencia, closed down by Polo, closed down by Ramos. He was trying to get fouled, Eric. Held it up and held it up.
I do like Iovi. He's a special player. It always looks better with the left, but
been playing for Ecuador since 2001. 112 caps. He puts a great delivery in here, but Trauco Got it out of the penalty area defensively for Peru. Mina floats it back. Reveretto, a header going back. Gillespie spills. And there's got to be a whistle coming here for a foul as Gillespie absorbs a big challenge, and the keeper always going to be given the benefit of the doubt in situations like this.
Let's see. Undercut for sure. Definitely a foul.
Especially when a keeper is involved.
We always do give them the benefit of the doubt, but it depends on their attitude now. This obviously serves as a break for everybody. Get some water, catch their breath. But the way this game is going, if you're Peru, you don't mind seeing that clock tick away. Taking another peek at it. I don't think there's no malicious intent, really. It just comes down awkwardly on his back. He knows it immediately.
Jaime Ayoví just knows that a defender has played a header back in the direction of a keeper who was off his line.
Somehow I knew he'd survive.
You're a smart guy like that. Somehow you knew. The crossfield ball. Cueva. Looking for Andy Polo, the man forward. Dominguez hasn't had a whole lot to do since he was under attack in the first quarter hour. And was beaten on 2 goals that there wasn't much you could ask him to do.
That's true. I think of that overhead play.
Valencia to Jaime Ayoví, Eric, put it into his path. Now Montero, Jefferson Montero, good ball coming in to the back post. Miguel Trauco drifted back, got right in front of Fidel Martinez.
Again, it's Cueva all the way back in his own end. They really don't have options forward. They have to change their approach. If the idea is to just get through the end of this game and let the tie stand, or if they really want a goal, they need Cueva to move up forward. I don't think they can do it without him.
Yotun tugged down by Barresso, who's on a yellow card. Saw one very, very early in the match, as a matter of fact. Cueva needs to change jerseys to 6 from 10, the way he's had to play in the second half, as Juan Cazares comes on here for Jefferson Montero. Montero's gone at Reveretto and gone at Reveretto on that left-hand side all night long, the right-hand side defensively for Peru rather. And finally, the change is made. Montero comes off, Cazares comes on. Given away immediately to Enter Valencia. Yotun has it back. Can Peru hang on? Or can they end up with what would be, based on the second half, a smash and grab win?
You certainly can't lose it there.
Ayoví. Big collision. Jaime Ayoví going after it.
They'll bring it back.
Lamar rolled on. Stops play.
Tapia got the worst of it. Just bodies running into each other. Oh, he's kind of hurt himself there. He's kind of thrown his leg out. And he could have very well called, the call could have gone against him. That didn't work out either.
No, it didn't. It went right to the feet of the last sub for Ecuador, Juan Cazares. Antonio Valencia. The 1-2 for him. Cazares. Valencia wide out on the right. Working again in tight quarters with Cazares. Peru fans are still happy they can get a point out of this and set the stage for some great drama coming up Sunday. Cazares tackled off his feet by Yotun. Counterattack maybe? Nope. Peru lost it. A familiar story in their second half. Walter Ayoví to the feet of Enter Valencia.
You would have thought, I think if Gareca could have his way, he would love to have gone for this in the second half. He just does not have the legs. Frustration building. 3 minutes of extra time.
Remember, in a World Cup, you're playing your 3 games in group in 11 or 12 days. 3 games in group for teams in Copa America Centenario are spread out over just 9 days. Fatigue has to be considered a factor.
Absolutely. We saw with Bolaños going down with the hamstring injury. That could be a big loss.
Everyone's got to turn around and do this all again coming up on Sunday. Peru maybe with one last chance here in the 3 minutes of stoppage time. Rui Diaz. Chillier takes it off his feet. Gabriela Chillier. Ecuador. It's stretched out for him. Noboa. Jaime Iov tracks it down. 1v1 against Rodriguez. Iov bringing it toward the middle. Now out wide on the right. Cross from Valencia. Side foot clearance. Trauco. Yotun. Now there's Rui Diaz.
There's nowhere to go.
Long ball for Polo. And the long arms of Alexander Dominguez bring it in. He is a long and lanky keeper, that's for sure. Left side, Walter Iov. Was watched by Reveredo.
So you got to get fouled here.
Juan Casares. Fresh legs, just came on. Iov, great ball in. Alberto Rodriguez sends it to the touchline.
I mean, just watching the crosses from Iov, you got to get another one as soon as you can.
Casares.
Get the ball back to him and get a cross off.
Casares. Moved away from Andy Polo. Oh, nicely done into the path of Cueva. Now Paulo Guerrero. Paulo Guerrero taken down to the halfway line. Going to play advantage. Going to play advantage here at the end. Peru with a chance. 3v3 now. It's going to be Rui Diaz with a shot! And just missed the far post.
Oh, man. This is a bunch of, this is great soccer, but this is great refereeing. That's a foul. Now watch the referee whistle in the mouth. So you know what? Continue on. That's the right play. That's the right way to see this one out, and it almost results in a goal. Oh, no.
A red. It's a second yellow for a Chillier. Chillier will not be available against Haiti on Sunday.
And too many times, and you know, he deserves, he's been a lion tonight. He's been fantastic. Late on the tackle, as we talked about, tired legs and tired minds, stupid stuff happens. That's one of those plays where you just say, you know what, it's part of the game. I'm going to get myself out of here, and I hope my team doesn't concede a goal. It's a long walk. There's the hit. He just laid it out. Some people call it a professional foul. He's just simply recognizing there were numbers down and had to do something.
It looked like he was going down for a stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, there it is again. And the referee, again, I can't commend him enough for allowing this play to continue. It was almost the game winner, but this one's over.
Rui Diaz inches away. Wilmar Roldan has blown for time. A dramatic contest between Peru and Ecuador. Roller coaster ride. Ricardo Gareca appears to be none too happy as he makes the long walk back. Well, the news out of all of this is, since it's just a draw, Ecuador is very much alive for the quarterfinals, and so is Peru.
And the other problem with this is they might have punched themselves out. They've expended a lot of energy.
And we expended a lot of energy calling it. So we'll send it back to the guys who have more energy to break it down. Rob Stone and the fellas.
Take it away, guys.
Mark, Waldo, thank you. Haiti already eliminated earlier in the night. This sets up a very interesting Sunday in this Group B. There is a really good chance that you could have a three-way tie for first place. Should Brazil and Peru tie, they both go to 5 points. Should Ecuador take care of Haiti, they would go to 5 points. Your first tiebreaker, goal difference, hence why that 7-1 victory for Brazil, so important earlier tonight in Orlando. Peru up 2-0 after 13 minutes. Now, they thought they had punched their ticket to the quarterfinals. They needed that win. They would have been there. But instead, a brave Ecuadorian rally. 2 matches, 2 draws for Ecuador.
Very interesting game. very, very much action. We enjoyed so much. I was ready to invite my dear friend Eric Winalda for a Peruvian dinner tonight, either ceviche or papa a la huancaína. But unfortunately, it's a tie. Everybody goes happy.
More from the day in Group B, including our Budweiser man of the match, when our coverage here returns.
For the U.S., the road to Russia begins now.